There is nothing more dangerous happening in the United States of America than the administrative state turning its guns on you. So to talk about that, joining me now, ranking member of the House Judiciary Committee, Congressman Jim Jordan of the great state of Ohio. Congressman, the normal American wakes up and they see the Federal Bureau of Investigation attaching counterterrorism tags to concerned parents, and they ask, rightfully so, why should this organization continue to exist in any form?
Well, particularly, I mean, think about the contradiction. You got protesters at Supreme Court justices' homes in direct violation of a statute, 18 U.S.C., I think section 1507, direct violation of statute, but they're focusing on dozens, more than 24 parents, Jesse, who simply showed up at a school board meeting to speak out about the best interests and the well-being of their children. This, and again, it goes almost, it seems like directly contradictory to what the Attorney General testified to under oath last October, when he said they would not use the anti-terrorism measures in any way against parents. It sure looks like, based on the whistleblowers that came forward, it sure looks like that's exactly what they're doing.
And Congressman, when we look at these examples that we're hearing about from the whistleblowers, it's not like we're talking about some crazed mom blowing up a school board. These are just angry parents. Angry parents who want something different for their children. So concerned Americans are now a target for the federal law enforcement arm with the power to destroy our lives. Do I have that right?
Yeah, and that's the scary part, Jesse, because it's all designed to chill speech. Just like the Disinformation Governance Board, just like all the things we see from the left with the doxing and the cancel culture, it's all designed to chill speech. If you're a mom who believes in the Second Amendment, who showed up at a school board meeting and voiced your opinion about the well-being of your child, look out. The FBI is going to put a threat tag label on you and investigate you. That is what happened. One of the complaints we highlight in the letter to the Justice Department, they talked to the person who made the complaint, and the complainant said, well, no, I didn't see any real threats. There was no real crime. But I knew there was this dedicated line for communication, what I call a snitch line, that the Attorney General set up. And I knew this was going. So because they struck me as the kind of people who might do something bad. Well, that's not how it works in America. We have a thing called the Constitution and the First Amendment, for goodness sake. So that is what is most troubling about this. And again, when you view it in context, that is really scary.
Congressman, setting, honestly, the FBI aside for a moment and setting aside the fact we have a country full of snitches who would turn in their fellow citizens, let's talk about Merrick Garland, because he is the top law enforcement officer in the United States of America. What are these whistleblowers alleging about our Attorney General?
Well, again, what they brought forward was multiple whistleblowers, over 24 cases. We highlighted the 3 that we thought just were the most egregious. They bring this information to us, and as I said, it seems to me to directly contradict what he said under oath. Now, maybe he just didn't know, which is a concern in and of itself. But one of the things I always go back to, Jesse, is understand the speed and intensity they did this last fall. Remember, the School Boards Association sends a letter on September 29th to the White House. 5 days later, October 4th, Merrick Garland sends out a memorandum to every single U.S. attorney across the country. That's where they say establish this snitch line. And then 16 days after that, the FBI sends out an email saying put the threat tag designation, this label, this term on parents you're investigating. That all happened in 22 days. And I always say, when have you ever seen the federal government move that fast? It never does. But, oh boy, when it comes to chilling speech, and they thought this was going to be a political winner for them, I actually think it's a loser, because Americans respect the Constitution and the First Amendment. But think how fast they acted. And then for him to come and say what he did last fall, and these whistleblowers seem to, with the information they've given us, directly contradicts that.
Okay, well, look, let's focus on the right side for a moment. At least we finally have whistleblowers. I'm assuming, I mean, I don't know, nor do I want to be told. At least we finally have people within the doors of the FBI, I hope, who realize what's happening and realize their organization is falling out of favor with the American people really quickly.
Yeah, God bless these guys who just, because they know what's right, because they know that this isn't square with how our country's supposed to work, we're willing to come forward and give this information to us.